at each other's face to let the other one know, I got something for you. I got something for you. And so they're looking at each other, they're eyeballing each other, and McNeely thinks, I'm going to take this guy out. And of course, in the first minute and 44 seconds of the first round, Mr. McNeely was picking himself up off the floor. And the fight was over. If he went and got you a Coke, you did not get the fight. Are y'all here? But this is the way life is sometimes. Out of nowhere, you get knocked flat on your back, and it doesn't look like you're going to get up. But tell somebody you're going to get up today.
You're going to get up today.
You don't know what hit you. You can't believe how much it hurts. And you don't even know if you're ever going to even get up again. This is why Jesus tells the story right here in Luke chapter 18 to all who might find it very difficult to figure out whether they should keep going this morning. The woman in today's gospel apparently had taken one on the chin. We don't know what her problem was, but we do know that she obviously had an opponent or an adversary because she was looking for justice. What's important to answer is this question. When we run into this kind of situation like her, what will we do? This parable teaches us the answer through the example of a person that could have stayed down, could have thrown in the towel, could have given up, but she chose to not give up and quit. Here is the answer according to this text, that persistent prayer knocks out despair. This is why you and I have to learn how to pray. No matter if we're 5 or 95, we have to learn how to pray, because prayer is the only thing that you have that nobody can take.
All right.
Are y'all here?
Amen.
Matter of fact, you don't even have to talk to do prayer.
Come on now.
You can pray in your mind. You don't even have to have words that come out of your lips, but if you learn how to pray, prayer is that thing that you need when you're all by yourself and you can't call nobody. Prayer is the thing that you can call on even when the doctors don't understand what's going on with you. Prayer is the thing that you can do even when nobody else that's supposed to love you. That's why you need to learn how to pray. Tell somebody, learn how to pray.
Learn how to pray.
Now, we got to really know. We got to believe this. It starts out saying, Jesus told his disciples a parable to show them that men should always pray and not give up. And the first verse of this chapter says, should always pray. Should always pray. There's not enough prayer that you can say. You got to pray when you go to work. If you're driving anywhere in Clermont or South Lake County, you know you need to pray. Especially in the morning. If you're going to the grocery store, you need to pray. Amen? And when people so jumpy and want to shoot and, stuff, you really need to pray. Tell somebody, please pray.
Please pray.
But don't give up.
Pray extra.
Don't give up. Tell somebody, don't give up.
Don't give up.
So here's this woman, and she's got a problem. She's got an issue with her adversary. And she goes to a judge that is supposed to help her with her situation. And this judge basically ignores her and does not even care. This judge is too busy to handle her problem. And I wonder if even in Jesus' humanity, that when he was on the earth, if he ever said to himself, is what I'm doing really working? Anybody ever asked that question? Is what I'm doing really working? Is what I'm trying to fix even going to work out? I'm trying to work on my marriage, but is it going to work out? I'm trying to work on my children, but are they listening to me? I'm trying to get along with my coworkers, but they don't seem to want to get along with me. Does anybody ever ask the question, will this ever work out?
All right now.
And there are some things that look like they would never get solved, but Jesus knew life would knock us down, and so he teaches us the parable of persistent prayer versus not losing heart. It means to grow weary, to become despairing, to grow fearful. God selected a woman who would powerfully illustrate that if anyone had to give up and be sour, was this woman right here. Consider 3 potential knockout punches that might have caused her to quit, but she did not quit. Number 1, she was a widow. It says there that there was a widow in this town. Now, the hearers might be confused because when they heard Jesus talk about the widow, by Jewish law, widows had unbelievable rights. But the text did not start off with the woman. The text started off with the judge. Are y'all here? In fact, Scripture teaches that in 2 Chronicles that if a person was going to be a judge in Israel, they had better fear God before anything else and to look to the needs of the weakest members of society. That's what widows were. They had no social security. There was no welfare. She was all alone by herself. She was a widow. She had no financial support. But Jesus started the parable with the widow. He starts it by saying in a certain city there was a judge who neither feared God nor cared about the people. Then he says there was a widow who came to the judge. And the people who hear this verse say, wow, she does not have a problem. Not only is she one of the most vulnerable members of society, not only does she have an adversary, we don't know who it is, but she has now come to a legitimate means of help, yet this person is unwilling to help. Have you ever went to somebody who you knew could help you and they were unwilling to help you? Have you ever called somebody and they said they were too busy? Have you ever called a family member and they didn't want to hear it? Have you ever called a friend and their phone was off? This woman needed someone to help her with her problem. She could have quit, but she didn't. She kept coming. She kept nagging. This woman refused to be victimized by her status or by her problem. So the question is, what's your problem? If she decided she was not going to quit, if she decided she was not going to give up, why do we give up so much? Why do we give up so quickly when life knocks us down? An oppressing, unrelenting boss or a job, is that what's causing you to quit and give up? A hard to deal with spouse, is that what's causing you to give up? A relationship that's stuck, is that causing you to give up? A physical problem in your body that won't go away, is that causing you to give up? Whatever it is, note that this woman did not give up. She kept coming. She kept asking because she knew her answer was right there. One of my favorite all-time stories, I'm going to read this story, a couple of stories that I found. Maybe you've heard it. If you have, don't give away the punchline. Be quiet. It says, it appeared in 1978. It tells about a story about an old shoemaker and his owl, A-W-L. This owl is on display in the French Academy of Science. And the reason it is on display in the French Academy of Science is because it was the owl that once fell off the shoemaker's table into the eye of his 9-year-old son and put out the sight in that eye. Soon after, the son lost sight in the second eye, and he was sent to the school for the blind. And when the shoemaker's son grew up, he thought there had got to be a better way. So Louis Braille created a way of helping those who could not see to read by creating the Braille system. The fascinating part of this story is that the same owl that put out his eye is what he used to punch the dots. So the same problem you have could be used to glorify God. Amen. There will be a lot of problems in our life that will knock us down. You agree? All kind of stuff. You may have a bad week this week, but you got to remember, don't quit. You might even know how you're going to pay your bills next month, at the end of this month, the first of the month that's coming October. But you can't give up. All of us have choices that when it strikes us, some will say, why did God do this? And others will say, how will God use this? We got to ask the question, how is God going to use this? I remember being homeless in this city, sleeping behind Winn-Dixie on 50, and I had two children, a 2 and a 3-year-old, 22 years old, and I'm wondering, how in the world is this? Why am I even here? Why did I have to go through a divorce? Why did you have to go through a divorce? At that point, the person just walked off. And I was asking God why. And I was mad with God because I was a worship leader at a church. And sometimes when things happen to us, we're wondering, how come God didn't tell us? How come God didn't show me that this was going to happen? I'm living right. I'm doing what's right. How come he didn't tell me? And I was mad because I was in an abandoned house. I broke in. Ain't no police in here. So I broke in this house. And I slept in this house for 6 or 7 months until my brother found out. And I went to go live with my brother. But I was asking God the whole time, why? Why me? Anybody have asked that question, why me? Why does this have to happen to me? Well, little did I know was that God was going to take the same city I was homeless in and send me back to be a pastor. Little did I know that the person who used to be homeless is now selling real estate in the place he was homeless. Oh, y'all ain't gonna talk to me this morning. Because you never know why God has you going through what he's going through. It's never for you. It's always for the people that he's designed and destined to send you to send them to you. That's why you can't quit. You can't quit because some other people are depending upon you not quitting. The second potential knockout, she had a helper who wouldn't help. Her source of help was a scoundrel, a renegade judge. Understand the basis of justice for Israel was that judges were constantly told, remember that you are a nation that was forged out of injustice. You are a slave. Now, judges, when an oppressed person comes before you, you remember that. You remember how hard brought you out. But for some reason, this judge didn't care. Ever had to deal with this kind of help before? You call them up and say, I'm sorry, the warranty expired. I'm sorry, your insurance policy is a month short from us paying your policy off. Or you call on Friday and they say, I'm sorry, you got a call on Monday and you got a Monday problem on Friday. Or you press English for one and somebody from Pakistan with a hearing problem is answering your call.
So true.
Y'all ain't gonna talk to me. I'm like, can I get Bob and not Ali? Baba, y'all ain't gonna say nothing. I hope nobody's from Pakistan in here. One mother had several children. She had put their dog, Daddy, she had the dog for 2 years. She bought the dog, Daddy, for her children. She had reached the end of her rope. She announced to the children she was going to get rid of Daddy. So she said, I'm tired of feeding Daddy. I'm tired of taking care of Daddy. They looked at her and said, okay. She was really surprised because she thought she was going to have to fight her children because of this dog. The next day, she grabbed Daddy and put him under her arms, and she starts taking him to the pound. The kids looked at her, and they said, Mom, what are you doing? She said, I told y'all yesterday I'm going to take Daddy to the pound. I'm fed up, tired of feeding him, tired of dealing with his mess, tired of cleaning up behind him. They said, wait, I can't believe it. They started screaming at their mother. She said, why didn't y'all say something yesterday? They said, we thought you said Daddy, not Daddy. Because everybody don't hear it when you're going through. I recently read too about a new product on the market. I saw this and I had to put this up. It's called put it up, Justin. It's called the Boss Tear Apart Stress Dog. And you can get this for $19.95. So basically, this doll, it reads, the ad for this doll reads like this. Because its appendages are attached by Velcro, you can rip off the head, the arms, and the legs right off and put the pot-bellied doll back together. So this doll is when you get upset with your boss, you can just snatch off the arms. One of y'all want this doll right now. You can just tear off the head, rip off the tongue off the dog. If the boss been talking too much, you just go home in your little cubicle and shut the gun. I'm just glad that there's no pastor tear apart stress dog. I'm so tired of you telling me to sing this song the right way. This lady didn't have a stress dog. She didn't have a tear apart stress dog. It's okay, I pressed the wrong button. She didn't have a doll that she could press to get rid of her stress. The only thing she had was prayer. You don't need this doll, but you do need to pray. Are y'all here? She kept coming to the judge so much that he described her actions as nagging, bothersome, wearing him out. Literally, the scripture means blackening the eye. I kind of get the image that this Hebrew woman is coming to the judge, waving her arm, and she is real extra. And saying, help me. I need you to help me. Ain't nobody doing nothing. Y'all ain't gonna say, y'all know how they get. You gonna help me. She is extra. And this judge is like, wait a minute. My God. And the irony of this story is that this man does not even fear God. But this man does fear this weakest member of society because she kept coming. She's persistent. She's persevering. There is power in persistence. You have to keep going even if you don't know where you're going. You ever got lost? You ever got lost and trying to find something? Did you stop your car and turn around? No. You kept going, hoping that you would see a sign or something. Because if you like me, unfortunately, I'm down with Metro PCS and I ain't going nowhere.
No, that's right, Pastor.
I got 4 lines for 99. Y'all ain't gonna talk to me.
Right. Come on now.
But I get into areas, Brother Brandon, where when you get into areas that won't get a signal. And now the GPS says, you're off-road. What you mean I'm off-road? I'm still on the road. But the GPS don't know where I'm going, and now I don't know where I'm going because I was dependent upon the GPS. But because I'm not going to turn around, I'm going to keep going until I get a signal. Y'all ain't going to talk to me. All
right.
You got to keep going until you get a signal. You got to keep going until you hear from God. You got to keep going until you hear from your Bible. You got to keep going until you hear from Jesus. You got to keep going until the Spirit of God speaks to you and tell you what you need to do next. The third thing that could have kept her from fulfilling her goal and could have caused her to quit was time. In verse 4, it says, for some time he refused. Actually, it means it's for a long time he refused. And there's nothing that will make us quit quicker than time. But something don't happen for a long time. God, I'm in my 30s, it ain't happened yet. God, I'm getting ready to turn 40 and it ain't happened yet. God, I got 2 years before I'm 50. What's up? Come on. That's just the adults. We ain't talking about the teenagers and the people in their 20s. And we want to slap them, don't we? I'm 20. I just don't know what I'm going to do with my life. Get it together. You got a whole lot of time in your life. I'm almost 50. They be tripping. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. I just don't know. I'm going to fall apart. You're 18. Shut up. I have a witness in the front row. She kept coming. She didn't want to give up. She didn't want to quit. And in the scriptures, Listen how he emphasizes time 3 times. There was a widow in that town who kept coming time. She refused to stop over a long period of time. Even though it was a long time, the judge said, this woman bothers me, indicates that she kept coming at it, and I will vindicate her because of her continual coming. She didn't take no for an answer. And we can't take no for an answer. Can I tell you, if it looks like it's not going to happen, keep going. If it looks like you don't have an answer, keep going. If it looks like there's no cure for your disease, keep believing God that you're going to get healed. If it looks like your child will never turn around, keep praying. If it looks like they'll never come to their common senses, keep believing, keep trusting, and keep praying, and keep believing God, because eventually what you pray for is going to happen. I was telling some pastors the other day, I have 2 children I'm still praying for. Not that the other 4 are perfect. None of our kids are perfect.
Amen.
Some of y'all think y'all kids are perfect, but sneak up on them when they don't think you're around.
See. Hello, somebody. Well.
Don't you wish you had a drone that was like the size of a fly?
Yeah, see.
And you can send the drones in their school at lunchtime.
Uh-huh.
And have it land by your little angel.
See.
And you just zoom in and they're like, what the? Oh, Y'all know we cuss when we went around our parents.
Some of them cuss now.
We did a whole lot of stuff our parents don't know. We go into the grave with it. Come on, somebody.
Better know it. Take it straight down.
All the parents are like wondering, because there's a secret you tell them. Don't tell them. Go to the grave with it. Don't tell them. This woman is a lot like us. You got to be like her. You can't quit when you know what your answer is. You can't give up when you know where your answer is. I remember, and this is in my book for y'all. If you don't have it, it's a shameless plug, Amazon.com. I remember the worst 6 weeks of my life, actually 8. I was married very young. I think I got married when I was 18 or 19. And by the time I was 22, 6 weeks, my kid's mother, my ex-wife, walked off and left us. She didn't pay any bills because I gave her all the money. So when she left, everything was 3 months behind. They came and got my car. They put eviction notices on my door. They turned off my lights. Y'all ain't gonna talk to me. And there we are sitting in a dark apartment with no lights, with a 14-day note on the door. And I'm still going to church as the worship leader. And I'm lying to the pastor and the church. Where your wife at, Brother Chris? Well, she's sick today. Next Sunday, where your wife at, Brother Chris? Well, she is visiting her mother. Where your wife at, Brother Chris? Next week. Well, her mother needed her to stay another week. And after a while, you lie so long, you can't lie no more. Went to work and they fired me because I was making a lot of mistakes on my job as an ambulance dispatcher. They tried to salvage me and save me. They said, you're the best dispatcher we have. Why are you making all these mistakes? What's going on with you? You've been acting right for the last 2 months. I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to open up my mouth because I knew if I opened up my mouth, I was going to fall apart in front of my boss. And I just sat there and they said, well, since you won't talk, we got to let you go. 3 days later, car is gone. I thought somebody took it, stole it, because I was in the hood. I was like, Lord, they done got me. And I called myself, calling the police to make a report. And they were like, red neon? Yes, that's it, y'all got it? Sir, it was repossession. You didn't pay the car note. lights off, on welfare, standing in line with 2 children, hundreds of other women. Men don't usually stand in the welfare line. I was in the line with 2 kids back when they gave the books. Not this fancy swipe card y'all got now. No, we had to count them things out. And I said, God, why me? I'm disappointed. I'm hurt. I don't understand what's going on. But I knew I couldn't quit. I was mad at God for a good 3 months. But I knew I couldn't quit. Because I said, God, I got here this far by you. And I got to keep going because of you. And I'm here to tell you, you're looking at a miracle standing in front of you. So don't look at my life on Facebook and say, oh my God, he's traveling the world, he's doing this, he's doing that, this and that. Don't mean nothing, baby, because you don't know where I was 25 years ago when I wanted to commit suicide, when I wanted to give up, when I wanted to quit, when I wanted to take my own life. Quitting wasn't an option. And it's not an option for you. Because somebody's in here today